Yo, what's up? This is Rich, and I'm going to show you my honest game plan on how I'm going to learn Claude API to prepare and ultimately pass the CCAF exam, which is the Claude Certified Architect Foundations. For those of you who don't know me, I am a tech career coach, and I really specialize in helping people get AI product manager jobs, forward deployed engineering jobs, AI engineering jobs, cybersecurity, basically everything that revolves around tech moving into AI. The hottest certification of 2026 going into 2027 is going to be the CCAF, which is this exam right here. And for starters, the requirements in passing this exam are, and even being able to register for it, is to pass the Introduction to Agent Skills, Building with Claude API, Model Context Protocol, Claude Code in Action. I aim to complete all of this myself without the help of my instructors or my technical staff, all by myself, leveraging Claude as much as possible. By myself within, I would say I want to be exam ready, probably within about 7 to 8 weeks before the World Cup ends. This is actually the timeline that I'm setting for myself. I kind of want to do this to go out there and challenge myself, but I also want to document this entire journey to show other people that it's never too late for you to learn these skills on your own. And on top of that, learning these skills are not only necessary, I don't think anybody's arguing with that, but it's not as intimidating as it is. I also want to inspire you, hopefully, to start your own YouTube channel where you're documenting the entire journey. For starters, why Claude API? So I plugged into my Claude chat right here when I decided I wanted to do this, when I decided I wanted to go ahead and take on this journey myself. We got approved for the Claude Partner Network about, I would say, 9 days ago. So you can do the math. It's currently right now a long weekend. And I, along with a lot of other people that I know, is studying for, is preparing for the CCAF, so we can go ahead and get our 10 people into the Claude Partner Network. In order for you to get approved in the Claude Partner Network, you need 10 people from your company to go ahead and pass, which is why you want to reach out if you want to be a part of the squad. Having said that, though, I don't need to be one of the 10 to go out there and pass to be a part of the network. But I actually want to, because I know a little bit of AI, but I wouldn't say I'm very proficient, and this is very intimidating. And what I found in my entire journey as a founder is whatever scares you is what you should be doing. That is actually where the most growth is going to be done. Another reason why I want to go ahead and actually document this journey is a few things. Number one is, the most valuable skill right now is not going to be Claude Code 2.0 or Cursor or like a Replit or 11 Labs or any of those things. Is really having a clear and continuously refined process to learning new skills, new AI skills quickly and efficiently with Claude and with AI. Because there's so many new tools that are dropping right now that you need to have a system to be able to like, it's almost a production, right? People go through YouTube, they ask their friends, they read blogs, they go through all of the same journey. They download these free bullshit PDFs from these 60-minute slop clips. But ultimately, you're gonna need to roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty, and move in. The next reason that I wanna go ahead and actually do this is companies absolutely cherish product managers and other tech professionals that are showing their journey and actually learning something. Showing the perfect finished product is not what companies want to see. It's not going to be what clients want to see, because you didn't just pick up these skills out of nowhere. They want to know how it is that you learned it, because they want to learn it too. They absolutely want to learn it, right? So one of the best roles out there, which I always talk about, the $775,000 role, which is the hottest job in tech, is really writing words, is this product communications role, or this user education role in product management that's helping people learn how to use AI tools. Nobody's arguing with AI anymore. It's here. It's only moving faster. It's only getting better. But the education that exists is so bad. So another reason why I encourage you to document this journey is, all of you should be reaching out to Anthropic right now and letting them know as respectfully as you can that the people that are providing this curriculum, you should be the people that's doing the job. And here's the curriculum that you would go ahead and do. I know I'm going to be reaching out because why? I don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody, but I have enough user feedback right now in my community of 228 product managers and growing every single day. Our goal is to reach 10,000. That's telling me every single, it's unfollowable. They're not feeling inspired, excited, nor do they feel like any of the instruction is actionable. And meanwhile, there's a whole community of people that want to actually learn these skills, right? So I asked Claude myself, hey, I want to go ahead and actually learn these skills. And they actually told me that they're like, don't start with the documentation. Don't even start with tutorials. Do not start by trying to understand everything before you touch anything. That approach that makes that is the approach that makes technical learning feel like a wall. Start by studying something broken and fixing it. And the entire method here is a sequence. Start with Claude API basics first. And we're going to open up this Claude project. And I'm going to start with this Claude API prompt. I have my project here, which I'm going to run you through. I have all of the stuff. I'm not gatekeeping anything. Anything is going to be in WAP. And if you want to know how to get access to this WAP, all you go ahead and do is go back here, and you see right here. See, I'm showing you guys step by step because I want to make it so clear. And this is what you should be doing in if you plan to document your journey on video. Is I want to show people step by step so they don't even feel like anything is missing, right? Is going to my YouTube channel here, going back, you should see it in all of the videos at the very bottom. Okay, right here, or if that's too complicated for you, I can understand. You just go back up here and then you click on this WAP community. All the resources are available for you. So I'm going to slide back over here. You want to document all of this, but I have a whole Claude project that's going to be my tutor. So I've got my CCAF architecture tutor. I've got my description and I've got my instructions, and I've laid it out here, which is the tutor name is CCAF architecture tutor. And then I also have to act as an interactive case study driven technical mentor that prepares a non-technical product manager to pass the Claude Certified Architect Foundations exam on the first attempt. The project focuses on bridging the gap between raw code system architecture and ensuring the user masters, blah, blah, blah. These are the instructions. Okay. You are the official CCAF Enterprise Technical Mentor. Your sole mission is to prepare a non-technical product manager to pass the proctored exam on the first attempt with a score of 900 out of 1,000 because the user is non-technical. You must never just dump raw code scripts without structural context. You must elevate their understanding to system architecture, trade-offs, and AI labor economics. Okay, and then the next thing here is I also have the prompt, which you can see from the bottom right here. And then I also have, these are the project attachments. I've attached the guidelines right here. So this is actually the PDF that they provide you, the CCAF certification exam guidelines. And then this study plan that I'm constantly documenting, I've also attached it as the attachment. And I'm going to go and I'm going to start off with API. Why API first? Because they actually told me to. If you're going to go, and what I've noticed a lot of people do is they're like, all right, I'm going to do this. They hit introduction to agent skills first. And then they're like, this is right here, 6 lessons. Very simple. Done. I did it myself too. But how does it relate to the exam? I have no freaking clue. So even though I completed it, and by all means, you can view my certificate, I cannot say that I'm confident in actually taking the exam. And that is a problem. That is a big problem, right? So now and then I feel like this is actually where a lot of people get stuck, because there's 85 lessons that are involved, and I went up to 5. And then you basically have the rest of this. So if I had nothing, right? And actually, this is something that Anthropic, I think, could do a better job of, is this. If somebody doesn't know these skills, going straight into introduction to agent skills, it's going to feel impossible. Secondly, I don't know how this relates to the actual exam, which makes me even more nervous. Like, what is the additional, like, I don't know what additional coursework I can take, even if I wanted to pay, even if I wanted to spend the time to learn. I have no clue. I'm just going to suppose to blindly move over here and I'm going to get stuck. So that's actually where we come in. We're going to make sure nobody gets left behind. So having said that, somebody actually said in one of the comments, they're like, this guy is always saying like, having said that, we are going to actually move into, I'm going to pop in here. Okay, open a Claude project. I want to learn Claude API as a beginner. I have the single file turns technical tutor. So I'm going to grab this right here. And I'm going to hang on. And just in case you guys want to know why we're starting with API first, it actually said this. No, start with API. Here's why the sequence matters and why it is not the same as the one with the mock exam apps are testing. The mock exam apps are testing your ability to recognize the correct answers from a list. This is a different skill from understanding why the correct answer is correct. If you only study the multiple choice questions, you will not memorize the patterns without understanding the underlying logic, and the CCAF is specifically designed to catch that. Your project instructions names it Anthropic specific multiple choice exam traps. The traps only trap people who memorize the answers without building mental models. The API comes first because every single exam domain, agentic architecture, Claude code, prompt engineering, tool design, context management is built on top of understanding how Claude receives and processes a message at the fundamental level. If you understand API, MCP becomes obvious. If you understand MCP, agent orchestration becomes logical. If you skip the API and jump to agents, you are building on a foundation you cannot see. And this is actually, I understand it just even with it telling me this, because it's absolutely right. I am building on a foundation that I can't see. So I feel like I'm running in the field blindfolded and I don't know where the hell I'm going. On top of the fact that the guy that's actually running this curriculum, okay, is so inspiring to go ahead and actually watch. I find him too inspirational almost. I can't follow along, right? Because I'm not a technical bro. So it's kind of a problem. This is actually why it's a major, major opportunity for you guys. Because I think a lot of the people that understand these concepts, I'm going to break it into a few brackets. At the very top level, they're the people that understand the concepts very well, and they're doing a very bad job explaining it, and they have no intention of getting better at explaining it. You should take their lunch. On the second level is you have people that are very good at these concepts that want to communicate it, but they're not good at communicating it, and they don't know how. Call us. And then on the third level is you have some people that have some basic understanding of the concepts, and that's most likely you. You would do a way better job explaining this, but in order for you to do so, you need to understand the concepts, right? And now I'm showing it to you from the very beginning because I think I personally, my team and I can do a way better job, but we need to understand this better in order to do it. And I don't want to rely on, all of my instructors can, but I'm also getting to the point where I actually want to do this now for myself to prove it to myself that I can do it. So we're starting off with the API, just in case you're wondering. And I said, I want to start from the very beginning before we touch on it. I need you to understand and I'm going to copy this and I'm going to get ready to move over here, start a new chat, and I'm going to plug it in. Now, this is actually the first prompt that I'm going to go ahead and pump in the Claude project. And as mentioned before, you can go ahead and actually access it right here, Product Management United, and you're going to actually have just go to the description up here, and you can go out there and get it. And it's actually in the WAP community, and it's going to say this. So I want to give you full context of who I am, what it is I'm trying to accomplish, and how I learn best, so you can teach me in the most effective way possible. Who I am: Richard Chen, founder of TechCareers.io, a product management career accelerator based in New York. I have a communication and business background, and I'm not a developer. I've never written production code. I can follow logical instructions, but I need concepts explained through business analogies and real-world PM scenarios before I can understand technical syntax. When something does not make sense to me, I will tell you, and I need you to find a completely different way to explain it, not repeat the same explanation more slowly. What I am trying to accomplish, and I created a few prompts to get to this prompt, right? There are 4 goals, and they're all connected. Goal number 1 is to pass the CCAF on my first attempt with the score of above 900. This is a time-sensitive goal tied to completing the Anthropic Claude partner network requirements for TechCareers.io. Goal number 2 is to genuinely understand the 4 technical areas: Claude API, Claude Code, MCP, and agent skills well enough that I can teach them to non-technical product managers better than anyone currently teaching them on YouTube. The existing Claude education content is robotic, condescending, and inaccessible. I believe I can do a better job because of my communication background. I need the depth. I need the technical depth, really, to go ahead and back that up. I'm just going to add that in there. Technical depth to back that up. Goal number 3 is to document my entire learning journey publicly on YouTube and LinkedIn as a build and public content series. Every session I have with you is potentially a YouTube video. This means when I hit a wall or get confused, that moment has content value. I am not trying to hide my confusion from you. I am learning out loud. Goal number 4, build a curriculum for tech careers for students that teaches these same 4 areas through a product management. I'm actually just going to spell out product management and business lens, not a developer lens. Everything you teach me should be translatable into a lesson I can teach to non-technical product management students, as well as somebody, as well as somebody even in high school or younger can understand. Okay. So, how I learn best: I need the business analogy before the technical explanation. I need to build something small and real before I can understand why it works. I need to know why something matters for a product manager. Before I care how it works technically. Do not give me theory first. Give me a problem to solve. Walk me through solving it and explain the theory after I've seen it in action. What I am filming. Every session where I learn something genuinely surprising, confusing, or impressive gets filmed and turned into YouTube videos. When you explain something in a way that finally makes it click for me, this is a content moment. Flag those moments for me by saying this is the part that most people get wrong, or this is the analogy that usually makes it click. That language tells me to slow down and pay attention because it will translate well on camera. What I need from you in every session. First, start each session by asking me what I remember from the last session. Do not assume that I retained everything. Quiz me briefly before we move forward. Second, when you introduce a new concept, always give me a product management analogy first, or business analogy first, then the technical explanation, then show me the simplest possible working example, then give me the exam trap version of that. Third, when I complete a build goal, help me articulate what I just learned in plain English, the way I would explain it in a YouTube video or to somebody with no technical background. This is my content extraction step, and it happens at the end of every session. Fourth, track my progress across all 5 exam domains and tell me at the end of each session which domain we covered, what percentage of that domain we have addressed, and what the highest priority topic is for our next session. Fifth, when I'm ready to take the mock exam, tell me. Do not let me take it before I've covered at least 70% of the weighted content. I want a realistic score, not a confidence-destroying early result. The YouTube series this learning journey is becoming is called 0 to Anthropic, non-technical, I wouldn't say a PM founder, I would say non-technical founder, learns Claude in public. Every video follows the structure. Here's what's confused me going in, and here's what I built. Here's the moment that it clicked. Here's what it means for product managers and non-technical working professionals, i.e. marketing, sales, lawyers, investment bankers, and etc. Your job is to help me have those genuine moments. Your job is to have me have those genuine moments of clarity, so I can have real content to film, not performed understanding. Start every session by asking me what did we cover last time, what did we film today. Before we finish, give me a session log that I can paste into our next conversation, including date, domain that we covered, most important concepts, and domain weighting. I'm about to film a video, okay, that will make a non-technical product manager or tech professional stop scrolling. The product management or business analogy that Bless explains the main concept we covered today for things a product manager watching this video should walk away understanding. Update my exam readiness tracker. We're gonna have an exam readiness tracker. And here's the thing, I want to learn the Claude API as a complete beginner. I have no coding background. I want you to, okay? And I'm gonna say this. Based on a prompt that I have recently added in on another Claude project, it has mentioned to me that I should start off this entire journey of passing all 4 learning modules with Claude APIs, and it has recommended the following prompts, which is, I want to learn Claude API. Okay, as a complete beginner, I have no coding background. I want you to teach me by having me build something small and real, not by explaining theory first. Start by helping me send my first API call and see a response. Walk me through every single step as if I've never opened a terminal before. When I get confused, I will tell you, you will explain it in a different way. Do not skip steps. Do not assume I know what anything means. I want to start from the very beginning. Before we touch on any exam content, I need to understand the Claude API at a level of someone who has never written code. I want you to walk me through sending my first API using product management or business analogy framework in your instructions. Translate what an API call is into product management or business concepts into a business or that I already understand. Then give me the single most important thing I need to do about how Claude receives a message before we're going to go further. Do not give me code yet. Give me the mental model first. And then also, after which, please provide me with the next steps or ask for clarifying questions. I aim to pass the CCFA within 7 to 8 weeks tops. CCFA, CCAF. Claude Certified Architect Foundations exam. And I'm documenting the entire journey on YouTube, as well as LinkedIn. Now we're going to take this freaking prompt. Okay, this mega prompt right here. We're going to take all this. I'm going to copy it. Okay. I'm going to go over here where my project is for my architect tutor. And then I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to fire this bad boy off. And I'm using only Son. There's no need for you to go out there and go Opus. I'm going to fire that bad boy off. Let's get it. Now, I did have something else that you guys can also grab if you guys are interested, which is, it also said, create a second Claude project where it essentially is the content studio. This project handles the YouTube titles, thumbnails, and everything. So like as I'm learning, it's basically including all of this in there as well. Let's go ahead and see what it prompted out. And it says this is very achievable based on the exam guide in your project. Here's my honest read. The exam rewards architecture thinking, not memorizing syntax. That is actually good news for you. A product manager understands why systems are designed in a certain way will outperform a junior developer who only knows how to write code but can't explain the trade-offs. Answer the following 3 questions. Answer 3 questions and we'll lock out the session properly. Okay, all right. And I'm going to say this. For starters, we haven't covered anything the last time. This is actually the first time I'm prompting you. So this is the very, very first session. What we are getting ready to film today is and I actually have this on my other note. I want to understand what an API actually is so I can get started on the API curriculum, because I have absolutely no clue what an agent skill is, what are APIs. I've never written a line of code. What is Claude Code? Or what is an MCP, or how to even put one together. So this is the very first session. I want to get started. I want to start completing curriculum, but what is the context that I need to know before I can even start the curriculum? I also want to be very clear that I myself, I am not a product manager. I am a tech recruiter turned tech career coach that just so happens to specialize in helping product managers and forward deployed engineers and cybersecurity professionals either transition to their first role or land a much better role. I understand this from a hiring standpoint, but I've actually had to learn a lot of these concepts over the past 9, close to 10 years, because these are the people that I deal with. But I myself has never been a product manager before. This is getting good now. Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. Okay, I love this. A tech career coach who hires for these roles but has never built in them. That's actually a superpower we're going to use constantly. You already know what these concepts look like from the outside. Today we're going to go ahead and build the inside view. Let me lock in your session parameters. I'm about to learn Claude Code, zero coding experience. Here's my honest game plan. Your one goal today is to understand what an API actually is at a gut level, well enough you can explain it on camera to a career changer with zero tech background. My goal for you today is build 4 mental models that are the foundation of every exam domain. You cannot understand agents, MCP, Claude Code, or prompt engineering without these 4. We're not touching exam content yet. We're building the brain scaffolding first. I love that. The 4 mental models you need before anything else is in this order. Mental model number 1, what is an API? Mental model number 2, what is a model? Why does it need instructions every single time? Mental model 3, what is an agent? Why is it different from just asking Claude a question? Mental model number 4, what is a tool? And why does Claude need permission to use one? These 4 unlock everything. Let's start with number 1. Mental model number 1, what is an API? The business analogy first, always. You spent 10 years placing candidates companies. You know what a staffing agency is. Unfortunately, I do. Here's how a staffing agency works. A company has a need. They can't just walk into a talent pool and grab someone. There are rules, a process, and a specific request form. They call the agency. The agency takes the request, finds the right person, sends back the result. The company doesn't need to know how the agency finds the candidates. They just need to know how to make the request properly. An API is a staffing agency for software. Love this. Why can't this just explain it to me like that? Right? An API is a staffing agency for software. When your product, the company, needs something from another system, okay, the talent pool, it sends a structured request to the API, the staffing agency. The API processes it and sends back a result. Your product never touches the underlying system directly. That's it. That's the whole concept. Fantastic. Okay, now the technical layer. API stands for Application Programming Interface. Break it down. Application, any software product, your website, your app, a chatbot, programming. It communicates in structured code, not casual language. Interface, it's the boundary where 2 systems talk to each other. The Claude API specifically is the door you knock when you want your product to talk to Claude's brain. Instead of going to Claude AI in a browser and typing a message yourself, the software sends a structured request to Anthropic servers. Claude processes it, and your software receives the response automatically at scale without a human in the loop. This is the part that most people get wrong. The common misconception, people think Claude AI is the Claude API. It is not. Claude AI is a consumer product built on top of the API. So it's like the difference between eating at a restaurant versus having a commercial kitchen account at the same supplier. Same ingredients, completely different relationship. I like it. I like these analogies because it's make it simpler for you guys to understand. It's like much more simpler because I've been going through the curriculum and it's just been brutal. Like when you use Claude AI, Anthropic is making the API calls for you. Behind the scenes, when you use Claude API directly, you are building the restaurant. Why this matters for your exam. The entire CCAF exam assumes you are the builder, not the end user. Every scenario is written from the perspective of somebody constructing the system. If you mentally stay in the user of Claude AI mode, the questions won't make sense. You need to shift to I'm building a product that uses Claude as its brain mode permanently. This is the mode shift that unlocks the entire exam. Content flag. This is the moment most people get wrong on camera. Everybody thinks Claude. Got it. Okay. So check one before I move on to model number 2. I want to make sure I actually, number 1 actually landed. Tell me in your own words, no pressure, no right or wrong. If somebody asked you at a networking event, what's an API? What would you say? Use your own analogy if the staffing agency 1 doesn't make sense for you. The reason I'm asking before moving forward to mental model number 2 builds directly on top of this one. And it's a foundation. If the foundation isn't solid, then the next layer won't stick. What's your version of the explanation? For starters, I've been talking for 34 minutes straight. I need a break. but it's helping me understand it in a way that I actually would understand this. And I think that's very important for a lot of people because I'm getting a lot of lawyers that are calling us that want to learn this too, and they're feeling very threatened in their job. We all have to have these analogies. So in the prompt that I have for myself, because one thing I can do better than I think most people is I can be very intentional. I'm such a big fan of manifestation. I can be very intentional about what is it that I really want. This is a very long prompt, but it's very, very, very specific, right? So we got 3 more, and I actually, let me know in the comments what you think about this approach, because what I've realized is I try to come at this from 2 ways. Number one is my first attempt was just going through chronologically. My second attempt, and I was actually thinking about it from the perspective of if I was to do this by myself, was like, I went after my instructors, but they're also doing their own things too. And a lot of times when they're hosting calls, I'm actually, unfortunately, I got other things to go ahead and do. But it kind of hit me in a sense that I was like, if I was to go ahead and do this by myself, if you were to go ahead and do this by yourself, I mean, how should you go ahead and approach this? This is the start of it. This is really the start of it. So don't try to go ahead and go at the curriculum immediately. You will get knocked down. You will feel discouraged. And then you're just going to procrastinate and you're going to feel disheartened. Even though these skills, like the time is now to go ahead and actually learn it. If you want to expedite the process, that's why I get involved in the program. But if you want to go ahead and do this on your own, I'm going to be doing this thing also along with you. Going the chronological order doesn't work. The curriculum is, I haven't met anybody that's actually read this curriculum that said it's good. However, the opportunity of all that is like, if you're learning all of this, I'm manifesting all of you to get a product manager job at Anthropic because I think there's so many people that can benefit from this product. I benefited a lot from this product as well. Initially, I kind of avoided AI, even myself. But the models were not that great initially. But now that it's getting better and better, I'm thinking to myself, like, I started taking it more seriously the last 6 months. But now I really want to take it to the next level, which is becoming very extremely proficient with Claude Code, ACP, and like all these other things. Keep watching for the journey. I'm going to go ahead and actually take a break because I actually, even planning this video, I spent about an hour. I procrastinated all day today. Woke up, I said I was going to get on it, had myself a decent brunch, came home, took a nap, doom scrolled for about 2 hours to kind of wake up the brain. And I did another hour of planning. And then now I'm going to go ahead and take another break. But now that it's started, I'm very interested in seeing where it's going to go. Having this foundation is very important to actually before tackling the curriculum. You might think that's going to take a little bit longer. But I think once you have how I've learned everything from like setting up funnels, YouTube, everything that I've had to learn for this business over the past, like if you take a look at my background, I've been at this racket here for like more than 10 years, you know. These are just some of the accolades that I've actually had. Everything that I've learned, what I've realized is it starts off very slow at first, and it's like you don't know how you kind of have a vision of where it is that you want to end up, but you don't know the distance. Don't give up. I'm going to be with you every single step of the way. Get into the WAP community. Once you start this process, just like learning how to ski and snowboard and all that other kind of good stuff, you will hit this learning curve where it's like anything else. It starts out slow and go, you know. I can prove this because, you know, that's how we cracked affiliated marketing for cybersecurity. Actually, this was the lazy way of making, from my other YouTube channel, was like, this is actually the Stripe for somebody in the community. Started off slow and then it went, whoa! So don't give up. And yeah, so stay tuned for the next video. I'll talk to y'all very, very soon. I'm going to go lie down for a hot second.